Hi, I'm Doc Jenny. Join us in the Green Hornet as we travel the back roads of beautiful North Idaho. Every day is different, challenging, and never boring as we see all the farm animals, big and small. Hey everybody, we're on the road with Dr. Jenny. Today we're actually at my place and we are going to spend a little bit of time talking about the proper way to apply fly spray to a horse that maybe doesn't like it so much. So as we get into our summer months, controlling the flies and the external parasites is so important for keeping our horses happy, healthy, and sane. And I've seen horses actually driven so crazy by the flies that they've run through fences. So keeping the flies off of your horses is a very important part of good equine management. So I've got my trusty Spalding fly spray dilution. This is a 50% dilution that I'm going to use. Kevin is a 4-year-old. He's not a big fan of fly spray. So his favorite behavior is to get away from the fly spray. And I see this a lot as we go around. When Carolyn and I are working on some of our patients, we'll pull out our fly spray because it just makes our life easier if the horses aren't stomping while we're trying to work on them. And a lot of owners are, oh, you can't fly spray this horse. So I definitely see that from a horse health standpoint and from a horsemanship standpoint, that's not a good state of events. So we definitely want to be able to correct that. So there's a proper technique in order to get a horse so they're used to the fly spray, because you definitely want to be able to, any horse can get used to fly spray and used to the application of it. I do recommend doing this without the horse tied. When you have a horse unable to move away from whatever they're afraid of from a horsemanship standpoint, it only makes their fear of that thing even worse. You also want to make sure that you're not in attack mode, because if you go at the horse and attack them with the fly spray, or you spray directly at them, directly at their line of view, and if you spray directly at a spot, that's when they're most upset by it. So if I were to come up to Kevin and just start spraying him like this, he's gonna go away because he doesn't like that. He hates the fly spray or water or show sheen or whatever it is. It doesn't have anything to do with the spray itself. So that's a very aggressive maneuver for him. So for horses that are worried about fly spray, what I will do, now that I've got Kevin all worried about stuff, is I make sure that it's on gentle spray and not stream. That's incredibly important for a couple of reasons. One, it's easier for the horse to tolerate. 2, you get better coverage. You don't want to stripe your horse with that thin stream so that you put a very concentrated amount of fly spray. You want it spread evenly along the whole horse. And you also want to be in a position where you can kind of paint the fly spray onto the horse. So I'm going to let Kevin move, but I'm going to come back here and fly spray in a gentle motion so that I can just paint him over with the fly spray. I'm not going to ask him to stop. I'm just going to ask him to keep his attention on me. Good boy, Kev. And we're going to do this side. So I'm keeping the fly spray moving along his entire body. He can move if he wants to. I'll just keep bending him around me until he stops, and then I'll quit. So I let him stop first before I quit, and then I reward him for that. And that gets pretty good coverage. I always start with the horses in this area here. Move, Kev. I like to approach them from, no matter what I'm doing with the horses, this is the first area that is safe to approach. So most horses are comfortable with you in this area. You can touch them here and reassure them, and they can handle that pretty well. If you go directly at the front of their chest or directly at their butt, that's more of an aggressive move for them. So I've got this part well covered. Then I'm going to move over his back and down his butt and on his underline. And then I'm going to move over to the other side. And same thing, we're going to go down his butt and over to the other side. And he handled that really well. Good job, little Kevin. But you don't want to chase them with the fly spray, and you don't want to force them to stand next to you. So if you have a horse that you have difficulty getting the fly spray on, and it is such an important part of our equine management, then I recommend that you take your time with it so that you can not have to come out and do it in a hurry where you feel like you have to get in a fight with the horse. A little bit every day helps. You can also, so you don't want to waste your expensive fly spray, is to use just water, and you can start that way as well. But using a gentle stream on your spray bottle is really important. It's also important to note that not all fly sprays are created equal, and so the active ingredient in most fly sprays is going to be permethrin, and there are occasions where horses have some sensitivities and allergies to those fly sprays. So we always recommend that when you do fly spray an area of your horse, that you do, like I said, keep it well spread out so that you're not concentrating any amount of fly spray on one area. If you have a horse that develops a sensitivity to the fly spray, then we recommend, first of all, that you change brands. We have the Spalding's fly spray, which is all natural ingredients, which I have found most horses that have allergies to permethrin, they respond well to the Spalding's. It also seems to go farther, so you can use less of it, which also helps to decrease the amount of chemicals that you're putting onto your horse. But for most horses, if you go slow and do a light coating, you don't have to soak the horse in fly spray and get good coverage over their entire body. You want to make sure you get their underside really well. And depending on the area that you're in and the time of year, getting down the legs is really important as well. When you get to the head and neck, you're better off covering these areas by I usually will put a little bit on my hand and rub it over their face that way, which is another reason to use something that has more of an all-natural kind of ingredients in it so that you're not getting yourself coated with chemicals as well. So we really like the, not that we have to do a commercial, but I really like the Spalding fly spray because the horses definitely respond to it. I feel like it's safe for us and it's safe for them. Kevin. Oh. I feel like the Spalding's fly spray, because it is all natural ingredients, it's safe for the horses. We see less reactions to them, and it definitely works to keep the flies off. Plus it has a nice pleasant smell. So if you have a horse that you're having trouble with fly spray, then remember to work with them not being tied up. Apply gentle on a gentle spray. Use a constant painting motion along the horse and spray lightly until they stop moving their feet, and then you reward them. So thanks for joining us on the road today with Dr. Jenni. Hey everybody, thanks for riding with us in the Green Hornet today. This is Dr. Jenni signing out. If you like what you saw, be sure and follow us in the Green Hornet with Tormund out on the road with Dr. Jenni. Just click the link below and follow us along on our journeys. See you later.